Yeah. You're just filming a day in my life, so I'm just gonna pick up the phone when my boss is calling me. So yeah, I think I'm ready.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I will introduce myself. Welcome to my home. I'm Femke, and I'm gonna talk today with you about art in your home in all possible ways, because I think there's like no rules when it's coming to art in your home. I will tell you a bit about myself. I really love art. I actually studied at art school in Breda at St. Joost. I did spatial design with a specialization in interior design. So that's why you're in my house today. And I'm just going to show you the art in my house. Well, also how to use it, frame it, hang it, display it, group it, name it, whatever. Well, maybe we should start with this over here, because that's like the art in my hallway. Well, maybe it's not conventional art, but I also like to put on some pictures in your house. I think it's one of the ways to make your house personal, especially in the hallway, which is giving the first impression in your home. So don't be shy to use colors and pictures, and because it's your space, it shouldn't look like it's from a magazine. It should be personal, I think. These are actually pictures from me and my boyfriend and me and my friends. So every time I pass by here, I'm like remembered at the good moments. And also I think in the hallway, I don't really have art on this part of the room, but I have this wallpaper. What is nice about the hallway is that you actually enter your home through it, and it gives a first impression, but it's not like you're there the whole day. So you can generally experiment in there with maybe a bit more outspoken patterns, or a big painting with a lot of colors. If you're afraid to use it in your living room or your bedroom, for example, this would be a great spot to hang it.
It also has a very nice pattern, giving you the prolongation of the space.
Yeah, it's also, like you can see, obviously, only put on there through halfway the wall. If you would put it to the ceiling or near the ceiling, it would come right onto you if you enter the space. And now you can actually make it look larger if you put it like against, I think it's 140, 145 now, and you have this white space above. It makes it look bigger, and it also makes stand out, for example, here the mirror, which could also be any type of art if you want to, like a framed picture or a painting, or maybe even a statue that is standing on the cabinet would be super nice in here, just to tell something about you and your home and what you like.
And what we have here?
We actually have a few different artworks, which I think could be fitting in this room, because I'm actually having this pretty outspoken wallpaper. This type of art would actually be very nice, because it's not too big. So here I would really not choose for this huge artwork competing with the wallpaper, but more something that's complementary to it. For example, on this side I have the pictures, but they could easily be replaced for something like this. Not too outspoken in color and pattern, but still there, and really being something interesting when you pass by, because it's not that, it's actually quite narrow in here. It's like 90 centimeters of a path you're walking on. And I think this artwork especially asks to be watched from up close, not from far. So that's why it would be very nice to place it over here. When you look at it from a bit more distance, it almost is not like you're looking at a picture or something representing realistically, but like a pattern, but in small. So that's also why it could work just fine next to the bigger pattern. So if you want to combine patterns anyway, you could combine it like a bigger one with a really small one, and more look at this artwork as a pattern than as some abstract artwork or representing what the artist wanted to make.
That looks actually amazing there.
Yeah,
What
it's
about
weird.
the borders? Like, are you going to fit to this border, or how you will decide where exactly to place it?
Yeah, what I normally try when I get something in the house, I try to seek for the lines. So like you said, I would first try and get some victim to hold it for me, probably my boyfriend, to hold it for me against the wall. And then I'm like, no, just a few centimeters down or a few centimeters up. But that's for me really a starting point, especially when you hang it on a wall cornered like this. But if it would be like over here, I actually would recommend not to put it on the line, but just slightly under, or maybe even crossing it, or just above could also be an option. But yeah, I have this lamp over here, so that's not that nice.
Yeah,
but
actually,
then
how you can overcome these obstacles, let's say, like the lamp?
Mhm.
Would you rather place one here and one next to it, or how you are trying to arrange the art around the
yeah,
objects
like the
in
objects that
yeah.
are fixed to your home. Yeah, right.
exactly.
I think a good trick is to because they're there, and well, the easiest solution, of course, would be to just remove it. But that's not always possible because I need some light in my hallway when I come in. So sometimes it actually is a solution because people start trying and fitting, and should it be like this or maybe under it, or and then it won't come out as you want it. So that's actually a realistic option. I would say try to group it. So I think the mirror is a good example here because I have two of these fixtures. I actually grouped it with a lot of other stuff over here instead of dividing it on the wall. So if you start dividing it on the wall, it's all like loose stuff hanging there. And now because it's grouped together, it works better. And you could also do it with these frames. You could either place it on another wall, like I showed before, just around the corner, or you could group it together and then make this fixture actually a part of this story that's happening over here. Like the flowers and some posts you get in at your home, or some magazines that are laying here right now. The difference is if I put it over here, it does not belong to this group anymore.
Yeah.
So that's a trick. You call it grouping. So you try to group stuff together, and in this case, it actually works quite well because it's black and this is framed with a black passepartout. If this would be all white, it would work a bit less nice, I think, because then that's another trick. When you let this color be somewhere in this group, either in the frame or in the passepartout or even in the art, it works better than when this is like just some loose color coming back nowhere. It still feels like a loose object.
So actually, if I understood correctly, it will be rather a crucial mistake if we just place lamp, mirror, one painting, another painting,
don't try to make it too well, you know, stretched out, and don't try to cover everything. Just I think it's pretty much about making decisions in what you want to show, what you want to be focused on, and in this case, it's like the cabinet and the mirror, and they are displayed because of the wallpaper. They are actually coming loose off the wall. Instead of making everything important and everything speaking to you when you enter.
Oh, this is a very nice point. And what about if we have this rather strong accent? Like, okay, in that case, we have two pieces that can work very well together. And also they can be a good transition to the kitchen, because the theme inside these pieces is very fruity one.
Yeah.
And it can be combined with the space.
Yeah, definitely.
In the sense of meaning of the space. But then we have this abstract thing that is just an accent.
It's more about the shape than that it is about all the patterning and the really the form language is really, and of course also the color is really speaking in this one.
Try to not that it will not destroy all the balance. It will not start screaming on the wall.
Well, I think this is actually a piece that you would buy because you feel super attracted to it, and then you buy it and you come home and you're like, okay, I have this house in all greens and natural wood, and I always put some flowers in here. They are sometimes different and stuff like that, and then I have this really, because it's talking to me in a really modern way, like in the shape, the abstract shape, but also in the way it's framed now in this shiny plastic frame, it would already be different if you put it in like a wooden frame in this color, so it would be a bit more a part of the space. What I would do is like search for the right room in my house where it could be like a statement piece, because this, I think here you already have this wallpaper and you already have the space which has quite some architectural stuff going on, like a wooden beam and some wall that's still over here, and then also these we painted gray, so they're also asking for some attention. So I don't think that this would necessarily be the perfect room for this. If you would like it here anyway, a good trick is what I also just told about with the fixture, which is black, and then put something black in here to make it a hole. You could also do that, for example, with like flowers or candles, or maybe even if you have like a super nice pink bag, because my bags are over there on the hook, but you could also put a pink bag over here and then put this here, and then it would be repeating itself in the color. That could really help to make it more a part of the room. And for this one, especially over here, I don't think I would put it on the wall. I think I would more make it like a part of the composition that is that's already there.
Yeah,
and then of course
it's like part of the bouquet, but just a little bit outside.
yeah, right. And if this, because this is now still closed, but here's a little bit of pink in the flowers too. If this opens, then you have something big and pink to like balance the composition.
Yeah.
And then it would still be. Yeah, you can put it anywhere you want, of course, but then it would also feel right when you enter. I think that's the difference.
But what about these iconic spaces? Like, if I enter your house and then the first thing what I see, like here, for example, or on the other, are you used to place work, like artworks on the close to the ceiling, or to be more extravagant on the...
Yeah, you could of course do that too. In this case, what I sometimes do, because now you see this ugly calendar standing over there in the kitchen, but that's also a perfect place to put, for example, when I get these drawings when it's my birthday, for example, and I get these super nice drawings from children in the family. I put it over there because it's nice when you come in and you just immediately see this, because if you're in the room, it's actually not on eye height, but if you enter from where you're standing right now, it is. You, especially when there's a lot of color, and so it is a super nice place to put some artwork or pictures, or also for practical things, because I now never forget where I have to go.